Hi and welcome back to my channel. This is Quest for Faith and my name is Brian. And here on this channel we break down the Catholic faith from a newcomer's perspective. So if you are looking into the Catholic faith, please like, share, and subscribe. Or if you're already a Catholic, and maybe you'll find some of these videos entertaining when I kind of give you different perspectives from someone new to the church. So today the topic we're going to cover is Easter. We just finished. Easter was this last Sunday, and we're into the Easter season now with the Catholic Church. And it just dawned on me how different celebrating Easter is for me today versus the way it was when I was growing up as a kid in a Protestant church. So that's the topic we're going to dive into today. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let's get into it. So I think every Christian period will say Easter is the most important holiday of the entire year. It is the reason for our salvation. Our entire religious belief hinges on Jesus' death and resurrection from the cross. And that's how I was raised believing it too. But the difference when I was growing up in the Church of Christ, Easter was one day, one weekend. And we would typically go to my grandparents' house way up in Oakhurst, California. And we'd spend Easter weekend up there. We'd go to my grandfather's church, obviously have all our Easter clothes on that my mom would buy us. So the fun pastels or whatever. um, and we'd take pictures together, and we would then go to church, go to Bible study before church, and then have church, and then come home. And that's typically when we do our Easter egg hunt at that point. We would usually get Easter baskets. They weren't as... My wife's family Easter baskets were like a huge deal, but for us, they weren't... We got them, but it wasn't like the Easter Bunny left them. We didn't go that far with it. But, we'd eat our candy, hunt for Easter eggs, have a big meal with the whole family. And that was Easter. That was all it was. That was it. And I don't think it's too far to say that that's probably the typical entirety of your Easter celebration for most Protestants out there. I mean, with 40,000 denominations now within the Christian religion, I do think it's fair to say that. So, but what's different with the Catholic Church? Why is that different? And really, to start kind of explain that, I'm going to pull up a liturgical calendar here. And for those that don't know what a liturgical calendar is, just simply put, it kind of breaks up the year into areas of focus for your faith, right? And what you're going to be talking about and focusing on during the year. And you can see there in December, 4 weeks before, we have Advent, then we have Christmas. And you can see Christmas isn't one day. It extends past December 25th into January. Then we have some ordinary time. And then starting with Lent on Ash Wednesday, 40 days before Easter, you start really celebrating Easter, right? You're preparing yourself and you're going through the process. Now, I know there's going to be some people watching this that are going to say, yeah, no, we did this. Like I don't know. I think the Episcopalians do a liturgical calendar. I think I saw that. And I know some main lines do Lent. They do the liturgical calendar. They follow this. But for the majority of non-denominational Protestant Bible church type deal, I think your Easter was probably pretty close to mine. Like I never did Lent growing up. We never did that. We never worried about Holy Week. Palm Sunday wasn't necessarily a deal. It was more of a, I know in Sunday school we would make palms. But other than that, that was about it. And, the sermon would be around Jesus entering Jerusalem, uh, typically. So it's not like we're just whitewashing it completely, but it's absolutely amazing when you look at the whole calendar year. And if you look here, Easter isn't just one day, right? When you count in Lent, Triduum, which that's Holy Week and all that, and then Easter, the Easter season for the Catholic Church and their liturgical calendar lasts until Pentecost. So it's 50 days after Easter Sunday. It's a long time and takes up majority of the calendar, right? I mean, it's very important. And the reason I decided to kind of do this video, my wife and I were watching Rick Steves' European Easter. And if you haven't watched any of his videos, all of them are on YouTube and you can watch them. It's kind of cool because he has one for Christmas we watch, and it goes to different countries and kind of shows how they celebrate Easter, or I watched the Christmas one during the holidays. Um, and we're watching it, and I'm gonna switch over, pull it up here. I'm gonna play just for a second. I don't want to play it too long because you know how that goes. And we're watching this, and this is in Spain, in Sevilla, Spain, and each parish and group are responsible for these amazing floats that are carried on men's backs, and they walk through the crowds, and each float represents like a different day of Holy Week of what happened that day. And so the parish that is responsible for Jesus coming Palm Sunday, they'll have that. The one like every day, and you can see the crowds. This is absolutely amazing what you're looking at here. I'm gonna stop playing it here because I know I don't want to get pop for plagiarism there, or copyright. But we were sitting there watching this, and it was really amazing watching all the different countries and how they would celebrate Easter. And majority are mostly Catholic, and you just see this reverence. And I was thinking about this whole Lenten season leading up into Easter. We were focusing on preparing ourselves for that. We did a little children's Bible study with my kids every night and prayed the rosary together as a family afterwards. I had to drop my fasting that I was planning on doing during Lent just for some health reasons I'm working on. So it kind of threw me off. But I had never did anything like this as a kid. And I mentioned to my wife, I'm like, I wonder if they would do if he would do a Protestant version of this. And she's like, well, what would it be? Easter Sunday and hunting eggs? And I started laughing. I'm like, you're right. It wouldn't be anything more than that. Because that was my Easter. That's all it was. We didn't focus on Easter and the resurrection and everything going on in the Bible for 50 days after Easter Sunday until Pentecost. That was not a thing. And it's sad to me now thinking about how little focus that it was put on in my life growing up, because it is the most important thing. That it's the whole point of Christianity is Easter, and it should have reverence, and it should be that way. And so for me, I'm so grateful that I'm doing it now. And it's just a very interesting observation I had looking back and forth between the way that I grew up celebrating and the way that the Catholic Church celebrates it. It's just different. And I'd be really interested to know if anyone watching this put comments in below how you celebrated Easter growing up. or if your Easter was like mine growing up, where it was just one day of the year, one Sunday, and it was Easter egg hunting, and it was more focused on that side of it. I mean, not that we didn't talk about Christ's resurrection and all that, but it wasn't this reverence for it that I'm seeing happen within the Catholic faith now. And I think it's sad, and I think Protestants that aren't celebrating it this way should. Like, why not? Why not spend most of your spring focusing and thinking about Jesus Christ and Easter and the death and resurrection and everything that went along with that. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just kind of throwing those tidbits in that I'm seeing different for me, coming from a Protestant background and going into the Catholic Church. So please like, share, and subscribe. Definitely comment below if your Easter was similar to mine or if it was totally different. Anyways, thanks y'all. Talk to you guys later, and have a good day.